allegedly went somewhere with Ari. He's like, hey, young people. I look over. I don't even say nothing because I'm already kind of like, I'm tight at this point. I look up at him. I just look at him. That's it. I just look at him and I just kind of like I move over a little bit. I move over. Like, I don't say nothing. Like, it's not even in a crazy way. Like, I just was like, I looked at him. Then I just like moved over a little bit. He's like, yeah, what's going on with y'all? Da, da, like, what's up with y'all? Da, da. And he's drunk or he's high, something like that. I just peep him. He's in I think he's in a change. If I remember correctly, he's in a whole different, he's in a brand new clothes. So I'm like, okay. That's interesting. I'm thinking like, yo, so where's Ari at? So he comes, mind you, he came behind me. We were by a certain exit. So me, all of us are right here. He comes out of this exit. There's an exit that was next to us. He comes from this exit. After like not too long, I'll say like a minute, 2 minutes or so, or a few minutes or so. Speak of the devil, right? I see Ari pop up from a whole like there's one exit that the pastor comes from. Ari comes from, I literally see her like from the corner of my eye. She's walking down from a completely different exit. She comes, she's like, hey. And I'm like, I'm just looking like, I'm looking at her. I'm just looking at her. I'm just like, what's up? And she just greets all of us. She comes from a completely different exit. She just says, what's up, da-da. And kind of just sits down. Mind you, like I said, the pastor came from this exit. She comes from another exit and sits down. Francis kind of just like, I think he was sitting at the table also. I'm sitting at like, I'm kind of sitting a little bit away from everybody, but he's like in the general, like he's also at the table with me. So he, like, me and him are kind of close to each other. He looks over at me or he might have tapped me. He's like, yo. And I'm just like, I'm looking at him like, why is he looking at me like that? And then I'm starting to peep like the energy was just off. That's just the best way I could put it. The energy was very weird. Like I said, the pastor came in from this side. Ari comes from this other side. She sits down, not really talking that much. The way, I'm not going to exaggerate it, like say she looked a certain type of way, but the energy was just awkward. And I noticed too that the pastor and Ari are not even interacting with each other. Like, so they're not interacting at all. They just both, he comes from this side, she comes from the other side a few minutes later. And then they're both just very, like they're away from each other or whatever. I'm looking at Francis. Francis looking at me and he's like, yo, he don't even say nothing. I think he's just like making little facial gestures, like doing little weird stuff. And I'm like, yo, bro, what? Like, what? And then in my head, I start thinking of like what's going on. I'm like, yo, mind you, this whole time I was looking for Ari. Like, where's Ari? Where's Ari? Where's Ari? Where's Ari? The pastor pulls up, and then mysteriously, Ari just happens to pull up out of nowhere from a whole different side of the building right around the time that the pastor shows up, like literally like 2 minutes, a few minutes later. And I'm just like, yo, I just start thinking in my head, like now I start thinking about it after Francis keeps like kind of like making these little facial gestures. I'm like, I'm just looking like, did the pastor just like, what, like, were they just like, they were together for a long time. Where were they at this whole time? Like, what was they doing? So I'm just kind of like puzzled. I'm puzzled, and then I'm just like frustrated because I'm like, yo, did he just like, did the pastor just, well, Ari, like, what just happened? Why, like, where were you at this whole time? I didn't say it to her because, like, why would I, like, I'm not going to blow up y'all's spot or whatever. But in my head, I'm just like, yo, where was she at this whole time? So, like I said, Ari comes back, but it's just like, the night is pretty, bro. When they came back, bro, I want to say it was like 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes, and the party, like the event was just about to end. So by the time she came back, bro, and the pastor, by the time they came back, bro, the event was pretty much over. Damn, like it was damn near over. So the rest of that time, bro, I don't think I did anything. I literally just sat there and was just tight. Like I just sat there and I was just mad, bro. I'm just like, bro, like this could have went so differently. And I pretty much just, I got my girl taken like by the I can't 100% confirm and say that that's what happened, but well, the story's not over yet though, because I'm over here trying to act like the story's over. The event ends or whatever, the party ends. At first, you know, me and Francis came on the bus, but the bus been left because like it was like, I guess you could say we're at the after event, so to speak, because the people that we came with, they left. Like the bus already left way earlier. Me and Francis actually stayed longer at this place than, yeah, the bus left way earlier pretty much. And so we actually didn't know how we was gonna get back home because everybody started, you know, getting in their cars and driving off. And Ari like comes up to us and like, hey, like you need a ride home? And I'm so tight, bro. I'm just like, bro, like, I'm like, yeah, like, sure, yeah, whatever. And so we get into the car with Ari and Tiana. Tiana is driving, right? Tiana is driving, and I want to say Francis is in the passenger while me and Ari are in the back. So yeah, Tiana's up front and Ari is in the back. I'm sitting there, my arms just folded. I'm just like this, bro. So I'm just like, I'm not saying nothing, bro. I think they're talking amongst each other, and I'm just kind of like just sitting there like, you can't really tell when I'm upset or mad about something. I'm just kind of like my face, like they're talking to me and I'm answering, but in my head, it's more so like in my head, I'm kind of tight. But I don't think it's being shown. Like, I don't know if in my face you could tell. Like, I think I'm kind of just playing regular, but in my head, I'm like, yo, bro, did this really just happen? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really like, bro, is this really how this night just played out? So we're driving back. They're all talking. I'm kind of tight, but like I said, you can't really tell. I just remember at some point, Ari says to me, like, did you have fun? I'm just like, in my head, like I said, I'm not like displaying this. In my head, I'm like, did she really just ask me, like, did I have fun? Right? Like, did she really just ask me that? I'm like, I think I just say like, yeah, it was fun. They're driving, Tiana's driving. I just go back sitting there like, I just cannot believe that this just happened. And I remember at some point of the car ride, because it was a little bit of a far, not super far, but it was a little bit of, we was in the car for some hours. I remember this guy, of course, Francis, gotta say something. Francis is like, we was all talking amongst each other. I just remember Francis bringing it up. He brought it up somehow. Like, I remember the music was playing a little bit. They were all talking amongst each other. I remember Francis just saying something like, yeah, I know. He said something like, yeah, I know Ari was having a blast with the pastor. Or, yeah, I know Ari, you had fun with the pastor, didn't you? And Ari just said like, it's like, she laughed it off like you, da. And I don't think Tiana wasn't really trying to blow up her cover or whatever, so I don't remember what her reaction was. But all I know is that whatever, because mind you, this was like in 2022. I don't remember exactly the exact conversation we had, but I just know at that moment it confirmed this is what, like, that happened. I know that happened. Like, once he said that and she just was like, her little, you know, a little girl, like, she's like, boy, like, stop, like something like that. I knew, yeah, pastor, her, it happened. And I just was just like, bro, like, it just made me feel defeated. Cause it's like, yeah, like, that's not my girl or nothing like that. But like, you just got your girl taken by the pastor. Like, it was just, and then it's like, bro, of all people, it's like, this is what these, like, some of these, I thought the pastors take a sworn oath of celibacy or something like that. Like, how are you over here macking with the church people? Like, how are you doing that? How? Like, that's crazy. Like, so it made me like I said, remember earlier, I was like, yo, y'all be capping, like, nothing be happening. Whole time, bro, it be going down, bro. Like, it's not what it seems. Like, yeah, like, these people, like, yeah, they go to church and all that, but nobody's a saint. Nobody's a saint. I just remember too, we got out. Like I said, they was talking a little bit. I talked a little bit. I got out the car at some point, you know, because they drove me to my house. Got out, waved. I never seen them again. Like, I just was like, I don't know if I don't even think Francis ever, like, mentioned them, because, you know, Francis, like, he's just on to the next. So he probably stopped talking to Tiana at some point. I remember I talked to Ari at some point, like, not like, I'm talking about during that car ride. I remember she said she was moving somewhere or whatever. I'm not gonna say where, but yeah, that pretty much was the end of it. Like, I got home shocked, and I was just like, wow, like, lost your girl to the pastor. Like, that's crazy. That's all. Like, it was nothing else I could really say. I'm just like, damn, like, wow. And I got over it. But that's just, yeah, that's really the end of the story, bro. Yeah, stuff is really you don't know what be going on. Like, you don't know what be going on at these churches or whatever. You be thinking one thing is actually, like, bro, we all the same people, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, we all the same stuff. And I don't even know, like, that is kind of crazy. Like, when you really think about it, like, wow, like, the pastor, bro, like, really, is that legal? Like, but that's none of my business though, bro. Like, that has nothing to do with me. I just witnessed it firsthand. Like, I was the firsthand witnessing of this. Not like I seen it, but, you know, you could put two and two together of what happened. But it did happen though. But that's really the end of this story, bro. I don't know if I told this story the best, but tell me what you guys think. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace out.